Chapter 5, Level 1, The Authentic Self. Is knowledge controlling you, or are you controlling knowledge? Am I a living being regardless of my knowledge, which exists only because I exist? The first level of attachment represents the authentic self, the living being that is the full potential of life. It describes the force that is not only animates the body, but also gives life to our mind and our soul. The authentic self is always present, and it is only our attachments that keep us from remembering who we really are. From this place, our name is an empty symbol whose definition or meaning is determined by our agreements. The action of making that agreement is the first expression of me. When we are born, our parents lifted us up and held us in their arms. They envisioned endless possibilities for us in their love for us. They saw unlimited potential of our authentic self, the life force that could take any action in any direction that would lead to those possibilities. But as we grew up, those possibilities diminished, as our vision of what we were able to do and become narrowed by our attachments until we believed we had little choice in life. The truth is that we narrowed our possibilities by our own will. Yes, it is true that the dream of the planet can narrow our possibilities if we wish to play along with its rules. But the agreements we make with ourselves matter most when it comes to being able to manifest our intent. This is because a simple no in our mind can stop us from taking any form of action. That is how powerful our agreements are. We never stop being the potential that our parents envisioned for us when we were babies. The only difference is that as adults, we now have control of not just our body, but also our mind. We require no knowledge to be our authentic self, and our awareness of this is that what allows us to use knowledge as we engage the world, using our body through our mind as the vehicle that allows us to take action in life. It is a beautiful symbiotic relationship of action-reaction, throughout which we are able to experience a connection, a communion between ourselves and all of creation. It is in our traditions we hear the lessons of the wise men and women who teach us about the beauty of life and how to let go of illusions, reminding us of our true essence. This is a moment of harmony with everything and the energy of life that courses through us. Every world religion and spiritual tradition has a name for the moment when we become aware of nothing. We become aware that nothing but harmony exists. In the Toltec tradition, we call this being in constant communion with our Creator. The only thing that separates us from one another is our point of perception. Together, we make a whole. Engagement is the action of interacting with the focal point of our attention. As we engage life, we naturally go up and down the levels of our attachment, like a flower continuously opening and closing as days pass by. Sometimes we let go of our awareness as we increase our attachment to a focal point. Other times we remember our authenticity and we let go of an attachment. But regardless of our degree of attachment, we are always our authentic self. We just simply forget that as we move up and down the levels of attachment. With the practice of awareness, we develop a discipline, a strengthening of our will that allows us to remain in the state of harmony longer, if we choose to. Many religious and spiritual traditions in the world have created a discipline that fosters this harmony, such as prayer, meditation, yoga, chanting, and dancing, among others. This knowledge is an instrument of transformation, and experiencing it is the manifestation of the authentic self. I used to think that the world's greatest masters of every tradition were the best examples of the authentic self, but now I realize that everyone I know and see is a personification of the authentic self, We are all creating, producing, learning, engaging, and loving life. We are all the personification of life. We are always the authentic self. We simply make the choice to see it in ourselves and others. There is a moment when the authentic self becomes no longer an abstract term, but an experience. I believe all experience such as a moment. I believe we all experience such a moment. It could be during meditation, while painting or dancing, working or working out, lecturing or talking, making love, eating or playing. It's the moment when judgment stops and pure harmony takes over. For me, I have crossed that threshold from concept to experience while jogging, usually around the 1 mile marker. This is when I am no longer thinking about my route, pace, or even the pain in my legs. This is a moment when everything goes calm and I can feel my breath, the stride, the environment. My mind subtly shuts down and I am completely in the moment. I know exactly what I am doing without the need for thought. From this place, even the term authentic self disappears, along with the rest of my thoughts. I am simply alive with the complete freedom to love myself and everybody as I choose. I have no need to distort the information I perceive because my perception of life is unencumbered by any attachments. The authentic self is the harmony of mind, body, and soul as the expression of life. To tell the story of the authentic self is to tell the story of life, regardless of where humanity may be in the form of any individual's awareness. When we reside at this level, we have the freedom to choose how we want to engage the dream of the planet. The awareness that we are the living beings that gives life to our beliefs, to our knowledge, lets us choose with complete freedom where we want to place our intent and create, for as long as we choose to engage it by our agreement. Our will is set with full awareness of our intent. Knowledge is alive in our minds precisely because we are alive, and that knowledge is the tool by which we can communicate with the rest of the world. In this state of harmony, we have the potential to love unconditionally because we have no conditions for self-acceptance, just a willingness to engage love with a respect for self and others. If someone were to say or do something insulting when we are residing in level 1, the authentic self, it wouldn't bother us. Their words and actions would fall off us like loose garments, as there is nothing in it for them to stick to, because our love is not based on a behavior that we agree with or find acceptable. We love them even through such instances. From here, every possibility is available to us. We have the freedom to evolve as life evolves and to engage the people we love without the need to domesticate them to our point of view. Boom. That is the end of chapter 5, level 1. Man, something I think I strive for deeply. I'm going to go ahead and stop here.